It's a critical day for South Korea's Constitutional Court, which is holding the final hearing in President Park Geun-hye's impeachment trial. For the details, let's cross over to our reporter Kim Ji-yeon, who is at the court for us. Ji-yeon, what are we hearing so far?
Well, Devin, the president's lawyers are currently presenting their closing arguments after the National Assembly's impeachment committee presented theirs earlier in the day. The parliamentary team said the president has lost the nation's trust and the impeachment motion should be upheld, while the president's lawyers have denied all the accusations laid out in the impeachment motion. The parliamentary team argued that the president's unlawful acts allowing her longtime confidant Choi Soon-sil to access classified documents amounted to an impeachable offense, claiming that President Park's actions resulted in aiding a private citizen for personal gain. Meanwhile, the president's lawyers argued that the president had no such intent and was unaware that an unlawful act was committed, if there even was one, which they say is an important consideration in this trial. So even if Choi had committed criminal acts, the lawyers claim the president should not be at fault for Choi's actions. And the president's lawyers also said there's an issue with the Constitutional Court currently having just 8 justices instead of the usual 9. They also pointed out that the court should not make a decision based on popular opinion or set up a deadline, which they say could result in a hasty trial that could overlook crucial evidence. And the parliamentary team emphasized that President Park abused her authority to support companies operated or recommended by Choi, and that the president unlawfully pressured conglomerates for donations to fund those entities. The president's lawyers countered, however, that the president in fact supported appropriate causes to promote the nation's culture and sports sector and did not intend to contribute to Choi's personal gain. Concerning the Sewol ferry disaster, the parliamentary team argued that the president neglected her duty, that she did not do everything in her power to save lives. They said the chief security advisors at the time were not able to periodically report to her and the president since she remained in her presidential residence. And the president's lawyers, however, said the president does not bear the main responsibility for the disaster. Devin.
A very thorough, comprehensive overview of the arguments there. Thank you for that, Ji-yeon. So now the impeachment trial is almost at an end. When can we expect a verdict?
Well, the verdict could come as soon as March 13th, which is when interim Chief Justice Lee Jung-mi's term ends. And once the verdict is reached, the ruling is final and cannot be reversed unless a serious error is discovered or fresh evidence comes to light, indicating that the defendant is not guilty. And if the court decides to uphold the impeachment motion, Korea is required to hold a presidential election within 60 days. If President Park is reinstated, Koreans will head to the polls in December as scheduled. Back to you.